Okay, good evening, children. We were doing electron displacement in organic molecule. So one effect was there, so that we are doing. That is hyperconjugation. So suppose we consider this compound. This compound. This is propene. So in propene, this thing can happen. This sigma bond electron can come here, due to which the pi electron can come to this carbonate. Just see the arrows. Because of this displacement, this structure will result. So here it will be minus, and one thing here, there is no bond, and it will be plus. So this is a structure that results. Now, the way this hydrogen has taken part, this bond has taken part rather, same way this hydrogen can also get involved. If this hydrogen gets involved, then the structure that will result will be H. This one will result. In the same way, if this bond is involving, so these structures that is happening, this phenomenon is called hyperconjugation. Hyperconjugation has another name, no bond resonance. No bond resonance. You can make it out why it is called no bond resonance, as it is, you can see here, there is no bond here in this structure, there is no bond here in this structure. That's why it is called no bond resonance. And the very important thing about hyperconjugation that you should note is that in hyperconjugation, sigma electron is interacting with pi. Sigma is interacting with pi. You have seen before in resonance, sigma electron never takes part. But in hyperconjugation, you can take hyperconjugation as a sort of resonance. In this resonance, what happens is that sigma is interacting with pi. Sigma is taking part in this type of resonance. That's why it is called hyperconjugation. And another name of hyperconjugation is no bond resonance. So here we are getting, in this case, we are getting 1, 2, 3. 3 hyperconjugation structure. Okay, now in resonance, you have seen in hyperconjugation, you have seen here. What is the meaning of conjugation that I should explain here. Conjugation. What is the meaning of conjugation? Conjugation. You must have heard that conjugation has to be there, for resonance to take place. Let me explain this with the help of with the help of bricks. Suppose there are some bricks. Bricks are the building blocks of building. Some bricks are kept vertically standing like this. Vertically standing like this. So what will happen is that if one brick falls into another, then what will happen is that if this brick falls into this, simultaneously this brick also will fall. Simultaneously this brick will also fall. That means when one brick falls, all other bricks also falls down. It happens because we say that the bricks are in conjugation. You must have also seen, when in a place where many bicycles are parked, one after another, very close to one another. And if one cycle falls, then all other cycles also falls, and we say that the cycles are in conjugation. So, like this, conjugation has to be there for resonance to take place or for hyperconjugation to take place. You can see here, as this sigma is coming here, simultaneously this pi bond is also moving. So, we say that this sigma and pi are in conjugation. So, like this, conjugation has to be there for resonance to take place. So, we have discussed this thing. Now, next topic that we are doing is also very important. It is organic reaction intermediates. Organic reaction intermediate. This will help you to understand reaction mechanism. In fact, if you do not know organic reaction intermediate, you won't be able to understand organic reaction mechanism that will follow later on. So, organic reaction intermediate. Okay, now we had already discussed about cleavage or fission of bonds. We have already discussed cleavage or fission of bonds. It is of two types. One is called homolytic and another is heterolytic. So, what is homolytic and what is heterolytic, that I am giving you, explaining you with say this example. Suppose we have, say, a simple, say, inorganic molecule, HCl. This is H and the pair of electron Cl. Now, when this bond has to break, since chlorine is more electronegative than hydrogen, then what will happen? The bond will break from here. And because of this, then what will happen? This one will result H and Cl. This one will result after the cleavage. And this one will have a negative charge. This one will have positive charge. That is, there results ion pair. Due to heterolytic cleavage. On the other hand, if you consider, say, chlorine molecule or H2 molecule, and here suppose the bond has to break, then it breaks by homolytic way. So what is homolytic way? Suppose chlorine is, this one is chlorine, and say these are the two electrons that is shared, and because both the atoms are same, both the atoms are equally electronegative, then if the bond has to break, it will break from here. It will break from here, and this one results. This one results, and this species with unpaired electron having no charge, they are called free radicals. These are called free radicals. So homolytic fission gives rise to free radical, heterolytic fission gives rise to ion pair. So we are going to use this knowledge to understand about organic reaction intermediate. Okay, now suppose we have, say, this compound CH3Br, bromomethane, and if this bond has to break, it will break by a heterolytic manner, and the bond will break from here, and what will result due to this fission, what will result due to this cleavage? It will be Br with the pair of electron minus and this CH3 plus. CH3 plus. Now this carbon plus, it is called carbocation. Carbon plus is called carbocation or carbonium ion. Now this is one type of organic intermediate. This is one type of organic intermediate. Now what is intermediate? Let me tell you about intermediate before we go discuss further here. Suppose A is a substance. A forms a substance, say B. A forms a substance B. Now suppose A does not form B directly. Okay, what actually happens is A forms C first, and then C gives B. Then the substance C is called intermediate. C is called intermediate. Similarly, in organic reaction, there are many reactions where it is found that like this species, like carbon plus, which is called carbocation, are intermediate. This carbocation are formed before the final product are formed. So like this CH3 plus, it will be called as methyl carbocation or methyl carbonium ion. Like that, there can be many carbocations, other carbocations. So if we have here methyl carbocation, then another carbocation, it can be CH3CH2 plus. If this is methyl carbocation, then this is ethyl carbocation. Similarly, CH3 CH CH3 plus. This is isopropyl carbocation. CH3 C CH3 CH3 plus. This is tertiary butyl carbocation. Let me write down here. This is tertiary butyl carbocation. Butyl, by there are a total of 4 carbon atoms. This is isopropyl carbocation. This is ethyl carbocation, and this one is methyl carbocation. Now, as you know, these carbocations, which are organic intermediates, this carbocation or this carbocation, which are formed before the formation of final product, these are highly unstable species. Organic intermediates are highly unstable species, but nevertheless we should know their stability order, their relative stability order we should know. The relative stability order is like all of them are highly unstable, but within them, the stability order is found to be like this. Tertiary butyl carbocation is more stable than isopropyl carbocation. This in turn is more stable than ethyl carbocation, and ethyl carbocation is more stable than methyl carbocation. So this the stability order, and why it is like this I will be explaining here. Before that, let me tell you, it is an example of 3-degree carbocation. This is an example of 2-degree carbocation. This is an example of 1-degree carbocation, and this is methyl carbocation. No degree as such. Why it is called a 3-degree carbocation? It is because you see this carbon, which is plus, it is attached to 3 other carbon. That's why 3 degree. This carbon, which is plus, it is attached to 2 other carbon. That's why 2 degree. And in the same way, it is, that's why 1 degree, and here no degree. So why is the stability order like this? Now this can be explained by inductive effect. The stability order can also be explained by hyperconjugation effect. Suppose I am explaining it by inductive effect. You know that alkyl group, alkyl group are Plaza effect. Alkyl group pumps electron, alkyl group releases electron, and due to release of electron, the positive charge will decrease. The positive charge here will decrease, means this positive charge will come to some extent here. Methyl group is releasing electron, positive charge will decrease. The positive charge decrease means the positive charge will form here. That means we can say that this positive charge will spread. And if charge spreads, this leads to stability. You should remember this principle. If charge, whether it is positive charge or negative charge, if it is spreading, then it leads to stability. Okay, now you see in this case there are 2 alkyl groups, there are 2 Plaza effect. As you can see here. So positive charge will further decrease here. I mean, it will more decrease here, and positive charge will delocalize here. Positive charge will delocalize here also. So positive charge, over here is spreading to more places. So that's why this carbocation will be relatively more stable than this one. And in the same way, since here there are 3 plus I group, that's why this one will be more stable than this isopropyl carbocation. So this is the stability order you should remember. Now, as far as geometry of carbocation is concerned, suppose this is the simplest carbocation. Let me talk about this geometry. You know, carbocation, carbocatans are sp2 hybridized. The carbon is sp2 hybridized, and they are planar. They are having planar geometry. And it is what? sp2 hybridized, that we have to remember. Okay, now another type of organic reaction intermediate that we'll be discussing is, next is carbanion. We'll discuss this carbanion. So we can get carbanion from this example only. Carbanion means I'm having this one, that if carbon is negative, then it is called carbanion. If carbon is positive, it is called carbonium ion or carbocation. So let's suppose we write it from here only. Say CH3, C, CH3, CH3, and suppose when the bond has broken, the 2 electron is residing on carbon, then you know this carbon will become negatively charged. This carbon will become negatively charged, and this is your carbanion. This will be called as tertiary butyl carbanion. Similarly, CH3, CH, CH3, 2 electron here, negative charge. This 2 electron is on carbon, negative charge in carbon. So this is isopropyl carbanion. This is ethyl carbanion. This is methyl carbanion. Now, the relative stability of these various carbanion is found to be like this. This methyl carbanion, out of all of them, is most stable. So this is the stability order. And why this is least stable of all the carbanion? It is because you can see here that since there are once again 3 plus I effects, there will be charge concentrating on this carbon, and the negative charge on this carbon will intensify. And you know, as already has been said, if charge intensifies at a particular place, it leads to instability. So that's why this is most unstable. It will be more stable than this one. This one will be more stable than this one. And out of this 4, this methyl carbanion will be most stable. So there will be some organic reaction where carbanion is the intermediate. Another type of intermediate is very important in organic reaction, that is free radical. So say CH3, C, CH3, CH3, and a dot So this is a tertiary butyl free radical, CH3 CH CH3 dot. This is isopropyl free radical, CH3 CH2 dot. This is ethyl free radical. So this is methyl free radical. So these are another type of organic reaction intermediate, and as you can see, they don't have any charge. They have unpaired electron. And their stability order also can be explained, by they can be explained by hyperconjugation. That the stability order is tertiary butyl free radical is more stable than this one and this one, like this. And as far as hybridization is concerned, as has been said, this in carbocation, the carbon is sp2 hybridized. In carbanion, carbon is sp3 hybridized, and in case of free radical also it is sp2 hybridized. So this is about organic reaction intermediate, and finally I am going into that types of organic reaction. Okay, this is the last topic of this chapter. Types of organic reaction. So, types of organic reaction. In organic chemistry, these 4 types of organic reactions or reactions are very common. One is first of all, it is addition reaction. Addition reaction. Second is elimination reaction. Elimination reaction. Then we have a reaction called substitution reaction. Substitution reaction. And finally, your rearrangement. Rearrangement reaction. So these are the 4 important types of organic reaction. I am just giving one example in each case. Suppose we have this compound CH2 double bond CH2. This is ethyl, and if we treat with say chlorine, what will happen is this chlorine molecule, which is made up of 2 atoms of chlorine, will get added here across this double bond. It will get added, and this one will be the product, CH2 Cl. So these 2 chlorine atom gets added across here, and double bond becomes single bond. And since this chlorine gets added here, that's why it is called addition reaction. So you can make it out. Addition reaction will also take place, if there is carbon-carbon triple bond. Addition reaction, of course, will not take place if there is only carbon-carbon single bond. Now next is elimination reaction. Elimination reaction is, say, one example is, say, this compound CH3 CH2 Cl, and if this compound is filled with alcoholic KOH, alcoholic KOH is a reagent, alcoholic KOH, then a molecule of HCl from this comes out. A molecule of HCl comes out. So that's why I'm writing here minus HCl. Molecule of HCl comes out and we get this one, this product. How this HCl comes out? Actually, one H from this part and Cl from this part, it comes out, and a double bond is created. Since a molecule of HCl or something is removed, something is eliminated, that's why it is called elimination reaction. And the third type of reaction is substitution reaction. Substitution reaction, an example is, say, this CH3 CH2 Cl, okay, and say plus KOH, aqueous KOH. Then what happens is CH3 CH2 OH plus KCl. So here what is happening is this Cl goes out and in its position comes the Cl minus goes out and in its position comes OH minus. So OH minus comes inside and Cl minus goes outside. That's substitution. Substitution, that's why it is called substitution reaction. In course of organic reaction, we will be coming across substitution reaction a lot, and there we will be seeing that substitution reaction are of two types. I am not discussing it here. One is called electrophilic substitution reaction, and the other one is called nucleophilic substitution reaction. So this we will come across in appropriate time, appropriate place, then we will be discussing. And final type of organic reaction is here rearrangement reaction. And if I give this example, then it will be very clear. Say ammonium cyanate. Ammonium cyanate, when it is heated, we get urea. Ammonium cyanate on being heated, we get urea, and ammonium cyanate, it is NH4 CNO, and on heating we get urea. Urea has this formula, this structure. So ammonium cyanate and urea are two entirely different substances, but this substance and this substance are entirely different substances, but you see the chemical composition of ammonium cyanate and urea, chemical composition is same, or molecular formula you see is same. So what happens is during the course of this heating, there occurs rearrangement in the atoms. There occurs rearrangement in the atoms and new substance results. This is called rearrangement reaction. Sometimes also can be called as isomerization reaction. So children, so this much for now, and we have completed this chapter, some basic concepts of organic chemistry. So the thing is that whatever concepts we have learned in this chapter, we are going to utilize it in the next chapter of organic chemistry in class 11. And there are many chapters in organic chemistry that will come up in class 12. So there also we are going to apply this knowledge and these concepts there. So this much for now. Have a this much for now, and okay. Good night.